Donald Trump and his regime are frozen. They are stunned as Democrats are punching back, as the opposition is growing and bullying Donald Trump and giving him a taste of his own medicine. You love to see it. I mean, California Governor Gavin Newsom, I think, is doing it the best right now, mocking Donald Trump with the exact same way that Donald Trump posts messages on social media. Like, here's what California Governor Gavin Newsom posted last night. Wow, tomorrow history will be made. Caroline Levitt. That's what he calls Carolyn Levitt, Donald Trump's lying chief propagandist. Caroline Levitt will have no answers for the supposed fake media about California's beautiful maps. People are saying they are even the greatest maps ever created, even better than the Christopher Columbus's. Donald the failure Trump, be warned. Tomorrow may be the worst day of your life, all because you missed the deadline. Liberation Day for America. GCN, the initials for California Governor Gavin Newsom. And Gavin Newsom, 2 days ago, was posting, final warning, Donald. Second to final warning, Donald. You are being warned, Donald. Back off, stand down with trying to rig the maps for the midterm, or else California will strike back and ruin your presidency and ruin your life, Donald. The choice is yours. And then Donald Trump missed the deadline, and California Governor Gavin Newsom was like, you missed the deadline, Donald, just like in all of your failed businesses where you missed the deadlines that went bankrupt. Now I have no choice but to roll out the most beautiful maps and destroy your regime and crush you, Donald. Then California Governor Gavin Newsom posted this yesterday. Huge historic event, Thursday, 11:30 a.m. Pacific in Los Angeles. A beautiful rally, press conference with Gavin Christopher Newsom and strong Dems. Democrats will destroy Greg Abbott's totally rigged maps. Tremendous work is being done. Donald Trump, the criminal president. I love that he calls him the criminal because he is a felon. He's a sexual abuser. He's a fraud. He's a bankrupter. Donald Trump, the criminal president. Get ready for the most beautiful payback you've ever seen. Could be the worst day of your life, Donald, as your presidency ends. Dems retake Congress. America will be liberated. Liberation Day. Many are calling it. Thank you for your attention to this matter, GCN. These posts are absolutely chef's kiss brilliant. California Governor Newsom then posts, when Speaker Little Man Johnson, that's what he calls Bag Mike Johnson, when Speaker Little Man Johnson is standing in the unemployment line, he can thank Donald Taco J. Trump. Trump missed a simple deadline, something he has often done with his many failed businesses. Now California will fire him with new, more beautiful maps. Highly anticipated historic press conference with your favorite governor, Gavin Christopher Newsom. Thank you for your attention to this matter, GCN. Then this website goes scoop. We're told California Governor Newsom, the California congressional delegation, and the California legislature will gather in Los Angeles tomorrow. So that's today at 11:30 a.m. for a high-profile press conference, to which Gavin Newsom posts, Donald Trump is about to have a very bad day. Governor Newsom continues the onslaught against Donald Trump, posting the following. Drudge Report, California maps to end Trump presidency. And then Governor Newsom posts the following from Drudge. Newsom, California to draw congressional maps to end Trump presidency. Poll, only 31% of Americans call Donald Trump honest. Who are those 31% people? Like, the guy's the biggest fraud and liar ever. How could your brains be so fried in such mush that you think Donald Trump tells the truth? Literally, everything he says is a lie. Speaker, there will be third impeachment if Dems take the House. MAGA Mike Johnson's terrified. There will be another. By the way, there should probably be 100 impeachments based on every single day. I think Donald Trump commits 100 impeachable offenses. I mean, by the way, you want to look at just the smallest things that get no attention at all? Like, okay, obviously, Donald Trump violating law, declaring a trade war against the world, destroying the government infrastructure, everything that Doge did, unlawfully sending the military against the American people, extorting foreign countries. I mean, look, you could go on and on with giving Ghislaine Maxwell immunity and moving her to facility in Texas. I could go through all of those things right there. But I mean, just even think about J.D. Vance going and kayaking and forcing the Army Corps of Engineers to raise a river in Ohio so we could have a better kayaking experience. I'll stay on that thread. Army Corps of Engineers. Donald Trump ordered the Army Corps of Engineers to release billions of gallons of water in California, Northern California, just into farmland, nowhere connected to Southern California after the fires were 100% contained. So Donald Trump could say he turned on a faucet in Canada, literally just dumped billions of gallons into random areas, and harmed the farmers. Anyway, I digress. Governor Newsom then posts, anyone want to guess why Voldemort, Stephen Miller, does this? Will RT top replies. Katie Miller, Stephen Miller's wife, reveals that her husband, Stephen Miller, eats only mayonnaise. Governor Newsom then posts, this is an important and serious one we need to talk about. Governor Newsom posts, I just approved the deployment of California resources to Puerto Rico ahead of Tropical Storm Erin. We're glad to help coordinate life-saving responses to Americans in harm's way. Just think about that post. That's an important post, right? With all of Donald Trump talking about building 90,000 square foot ballrooms in the White House and Donald Trump destroying the Rose Garden and replacing it with some like concrete patio area, with Donald Trump attacking our allies and meeting with Putin in Alaska. I mean, have you heard Donald Trump talk about what steps he's doing, how he's marshaling resources to help Puerto Rico? I mean, Donald Trump before said the most heinous and despicable things about Puerto Rico. He called the island trash at a press conference, at a campaign event, and then doubled down on it. When there was the previous hurricane in Puerto Rico, literally thousands died. Thousands of, how do we not remember this? Thousands of people died during the first Trump administration in the hurricane that hit Puerto Rico. And then Donald Trump chucked like paper towels at them. Horrific stuff. But I like to see California Governor Gavin Newsom saying, in California, we're ready with our resources. We've approved our deployment of National Guard and people. We're going to help Puerto Rico, because that's what we do in the United States of America.
This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. Preseason football is underway and college football season is here, so don't miss any of the action this season on Prize Picks. As someone born on Long Island, y'all know I can't wait to see what Justin Fields has in store this year. Prize Picks is simple to play. Just pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections. If you get your picks right, you can cash in and win up to 2,000 times your money. Prize Picks is also the best way to get action on sports in more than 40 states, including California, Texas, Florida, and Georgia. Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. Prize Picks offers Venmo, Apple Pay, MasterCard, and more for quick and easy deposits into your account this football season. Prize Picks invented the flex play, which means you can still cash out if your lineup isn't perfect. You can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this football season. Which players are going off? Which ones aren't? Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long. Prize Picks is the best place to win cash while watching sports. Join millions of users and sign up today. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code MIDAS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's code MIDAS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game.
Then Stephen Miller goes, crime stats in big blue cities are fake. The real rates of crime, chaos, and dysfunction are orders of magnitudes higher. So once again, the only person who has the real data, according to Trump and Stephen Miller, it's Trump and Stephen Miller, right? The 2020 election was rigged, they say. The economic data is all false, all inaccurate. The job data is false. Inflation data is all false. The crime data showing crime is decreasing, that's all false. Everything's made up. Even if Trump talks about that data favorably from one press conference to the next, it's false when he doesn't like it. It's true when he likes it. Just constant gaslighting over and over again. And Governor Newsom goes, gaslighting at its finest. Governor Newsom continues to promote the big press conference taking place today. Governor Newsom writes how original proponents of California's independent redistricting commission know what's at stake. Donald Trump is trying to light our democracy on fire. We won't let them. Governor Newsom says repost an article that says good government group backtracks amid redistricting fight, won't oppose efforts counterbalancing Texas. The group Common Cause softened its stance on redistricting after previously equating Gavin Newsom with Texas Republicans. Now, these groups that support independent commissions are saying, look, the way you're doing it openly, transparently, you putting it to the voters to decide, and then only using it as a trigger in the event Texas does it, we're okay with that now. California Governor Gavin Newsom, it says, TikTok Donald, and posts a Fox News article, news in quotes. California governor demands Trump abandon Texas redistricting push, threatens ballot measure in response. And then in response to the news that Harvard might capitulate and give the White House, give Trump $500 million in a settlement that will literally sell the soul of Harvard. Governor Newsom's basically saying anyone who does that deal from the president down needs to resign. You need to be fired. Get the hell out of Harvard if you're this weak, if you're this much of a traitor. And frankly, people who go to Harvard should be, at this point, livid at what the administration would be doing if they go down this route. Newsom writes, you don't work with Donald Trump only for Donald Trump. Looks like Harvard has chosen to surrender. Alan Garber must resign. An absolute failure of leadership that will have demonstrable impacts to higher education across our country. He should be ashamed. California will never bend the knee. And then he makes it very clear that when it comes to UCLA, because Donald Trump went after UCLA, Newsom says, never under my watch, never under my watch. California's public institutions will never bend the knee. We're never going to pay you a penny, Donald. California already pays the federal government $80 billion more than it takes in, whereas Texas is a taker state, which takes $20 billion more than it gives the federal government. The blue states literally fund the red states and subsidize it. So while all of these red MAGA politicians want to attack blue states, your states are bankrupt, failed states without blue states, and in fact, without blue counties. Los Angeles County is like the fourth largest donor, if it was a state, to the federal government, just the county alone. Governor Newsom goes, California's public institutions will never bend the knee to the criminal President Donald Trump. We are not weak. We will not bow down to this extortion. Governor Newsom then posts, Donald Trump, the criminal president, will lose in court on his pathetic assault on California. We will not bend the knee, in response to a federal judge ordering the Trump administration to restore a portion of the 800 federal science research grants that it suspended at UCLA last month, delivering a major setback in efforts to try to extort UCLA. Governor Newsom then posts this statistics when CNBC announced that Donald Trump's tariffs and the handling of the economy have caused inflation to rise by 3.1%, much higher than expected. This is terrible. Newsom goes, Donald Trump's economy, higher inflation, higher prices, and tax cuts for billionaires. It should be noted as well, too, that inflation right now, it's imputed at that much, but actually because Trump fired all of the data people, the consumer price index, which keeps track of the price of things, it's not ingesting the data anymore, or most of the data. So it's making estimates, not actual getting the data. So I think that when the Trump regime is estimating, call me conspiratorial here, but when they get rid of the data and they say, here's what we think it is, and just on my own experience going shopping and seeing what things cost, I think it's a lot more than 3.1%. That's just my view, my opinion. That's what I'm going to share. Governor Newsom goes, while Donald Trump needlessly deploys the National Guard in D.C., where crime is at a 30-year low, California continues to bring down crime in nearly every major category. No one should look for advice from a felon who pardoned 1,500 insurrectionists on day one. What Trump is doing in D.C. is the same playbook he used in Los Angeles. His authoritarian orders are a hit to the foundation of our nation and a slap in the face to democracy as we know it. And Gavin Newsom, if you've noticed, has switched gears on the way he's doing his podcasts right now. And his podcasts are focused now purely on fighting back against the Trump regime. Here he posts this clip from this week. Let's play it.
Later this week, we're going to announce the campaign. Next week, the legislature is going to move this forward with 2/3. We're going to get it on a special election on November 4th. And we're going to fight fire with fire. We're going to neutralize whatever Abbott does next week or whenever they move forward with the next special session. We'll talk about that in a second. The likelihood that they ultimately will be successful in Texas and California will move forward.
Governor Newsom then responds to one of these Trump troll accounts called Wall Street Apes, who now attacks Governor Newsom in the replies, to which Governor Newsom goes, "We've turned a MAGA troll account, Wall Street Apes, into a reply guy. You're pathetic and weak, Wall Street Apes." He goes, love that. And then here he is posting the most recent podcast as well, where he brought on the heroic Texas state representatives fighting back against the Trump regime. Let's play it.
Paxton's just declared 13 seats vacant just seconds ago. The United State of Ken Paxton, dictator in chief, just with this kind of declaration. I mean, guys, we're at a point where nothing surprises you.
No.
I love it. I say that and you're all just nonplussed.
And it is frightening because you bring up Ken Paxton. You know, I was also on the impeachment team where he was put before the Senate. The Senate had an opportunity to try to do the right thing. It was their Republican colleagues that were saying, hey, this guy
that was recently,
is corrupt. Yeah, it was 2 years ago. But, you know, it's a challenge because we have two split courts, the Texas Supreme Court, the Court of Criminal Appeals. When the Court of Criminal Appeals, all Republicans, when 3 of them took a stand and gave a ruling opposed to Paxton on constitutional grounds, he went after them politically. And unfortunately, he won. And that's what we talk about right now. The guardrails are missing. The guardrails within the Republican Party are missing.
Well, there you have it, folks. Let me know what you think. Hit subscribe. Let's get to 6 million subscribers. Then let's get to 12 million. We'll jump from 6 million to 12 million subscribers. Thanks for watching. 12 million subscribers. Not bad.
The truth is more important than ever. Check out our new Truth Over Lies collection at store.MeidasTouch.com. All 100% USA union made.